In Battlefield 1, classes stay true to the classic format. Selecting one will give you and your squad benefits, but without a mix, your squad will lack some vital components. Each class has a different set of weapons, a different set of equipment that they bring to the battle to help contribute to the success of the team. Depending on the scenario, you'll need to determine which class would be the most effective, so let's go through some of the classes and best practices. Ideal to taking down close-range infantry and land vehicles, Assault's primary weapons include shotguns and submachine guns. Stick to the trenches and buildings to maintain cover and catch the enemies up close. Their equipment includes some heavy explosives, anti-tank grenades and dynamite for up close and personal, with an anti-tank rocket able to take down targets from long range. With infantry only, this is the best class to take down tanks. Work together with a few others and you can bring them down in no time. Medic is one of the most well-rounded and most appreciated classes in Battlefield. Great for almost all scenarios, he's armed with a medium-range, single-fire or semi-auto rifle. You can at least get into the gunfight or lay down some suppression, if not kill the enemy, while also being a huge value add for your team. Able to heal injured teammates and get them back on the battlefield faster, and even reviving fallen teammates if you can get to them fast enough. You can also combo this equipment or even switch it out completely for the rifle grenades, capable of launching smokes, frags, and even light anti-vehicle rounds farther distances than the average throw. With some of the most deadly weaponry, the light machine guns. Support has high damage from range, huge magazines to mow through enemies, and some great equipment to benefit the entire team. Crucial to have at least one for every other squad or so. They can resupply the team with ammunition and explosives with their ammo crate. They're also the class with the traps, which becomes great when trying to protect your flank routes, as well as helping to defend objectives. Tripwires with explosives, fire, and even gas can make quick work of an unsuspecting enemy. Finally, the Scout is best known for hanging back and picking off enemies with the sniper rifle. Designed for long-range support, these sharpshooters can suppress and kill enemies from hundreds of meters away, having to deal with bullet velocity and drop-off. It requires a lot of skill, but the reward is very strong. Besides kills, with the equipment, the snipers can contribute in other ways from range, including with the new spotting scope. This will allow you to scan the battlefield from extreme range, and rather than your average spotting, it will highlight the entire player or vehicle in red. They can also help take down vehicles with their special K-bullets. Target the right weak points on the vehicles to increase the amount of damage. If you find yourself in a lot of close range situations, you can also bring out the flare gun, capable of being shot up in the air and automatically spotting targets within the radius, or switch it to flash to blind the enemies. Try out all the classes and see which fits best with you. There will be different situations where some are better than others though. Learn those, master the equipment, and destroy it on the battlefield. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Stone Mountain 64 for Battlefield Boot Camp.
Man, teamwork make a dream work.
Hell yes, Snoop. While it is possible to take on the battlefield alone, the structure of Battlefield is set up in that you get benefits from working as a squad, and you want to leverage that as much as possible to dominate. Each squad will have one leader and up to 5 players in it. In the bottom left, you can see who's in your squad as well as what class they are, and if you ever notice that you're by yourself or maybe only have one other player, go to the team setup menu and try and condense the squads. As you'll see in this video, there's some good benefits being in a squad, so you might as well maximize it. One of the biggest benefits is spawning. Battlefield is known for its map scale, which can be difficult at first to manage, but working together, you can maintain spawns and continue to push the line. If your teammate's alive and not in combat, you can spawn directly on him rather than having to spawn back at base and run or take some type of transport vehicle back up to the action. Because you're getting right into the fight though, be cautious of where you spawn. When you're in a squad spawning off each other, you're generally going to stay close to one another. And with the squad's indicator in the bottom left, you can see what classes your friendly squad mates are. Try and choose your class based on what the others are using or what the situation is calling for. If you have enough coordination, you should be able to get a pretty well-rounded squad, ideally synergizing classes to maximize your effectiveness. On defense with a couple tanks rolling in at you, Grab a couple assaults with anti-tank rockets, a support to keep dropping more ammo and explosives, and a medic to keep everybody topped off on health and coming back to life. The best way to work together with the squad is through communication. Each squad has its own voice channel to communicate between each other. On PC, you can also incorporate text chat, which also works for the entire team. But through communication, you can give your teammates a lot more intel. If you're the passenger in a vehicle, you're likely facing a different direction than the pilot or driver. Calling out those players can help him make better decisions as well as yourself. If nothing else, you at least have the squad leader with the ability to mark priority objectives. If your squad works together and can secure the objective or defend it, you'll earn bonus points for the entire squad. And if he's not marking anything, through the same menu where you request healing, request ammo, you can also request order objectives. Just as you would expect in war, vehicles are some of the most powerful components of it, and you can amplify their effectiveness by calling out where enemies are coming from. Most vehicles are not meant to be used alone. Even with planes, they have multiple seats now. Spawn directly onto friendly squad mates' vehicles and control the skies with defensive turrets, calling out bogey locations, or operate on the back of a heavy tank, breathing fire onto enemies and calling out where people are flanking. With large squad sizes, people spawning off each other, and good communication going out, you should be able to strategize and dominate the battlefield. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Stone Mountain 64 for Battlefield Boot Camp.
What's going on, guys? Ponyline here. Today I wanted to go ahead and make a general overview video. The reason for this is that the Battlefield 1 open beta will be many people's first time playing the Battlefield franchise. There's also the case that a lot of people have played the past Battlefields but don't know how the current vehicle system works. So this video is going to be focused on the vehicle loadout system, how you should choose your vehicle, and maybe which loadout will be the proper loadout for you to use. So let's go ahead and break down into this. To start with, when you're in the deploy screen, you're going to notice different icons that are going to be represented in your home deployment screen at the start of every round. These icons are going to represent the different vehicles that you're going to be able to choose from. Generally speaking, since during the beta, the Sinai Desert is going to be the only map available, we're just going to be covering what you're going to find on this map in particular. So from the spawn deploy screen, you're going to notice at the beginning of every round, there's going to be 2 horses available, there's going to be 2 tanks available, and 3 planes available. Now, of course, there's also going to be some vehicles, such as just transportation vehicles that will be in the spawn, but you'll just have to spawn and run to the vehicle to actually get into those. During the process of a round, when more flags such as E are captured, you're going to notice that there's going to be more vehicles for you to choose from. When you see that there's a vehicle that you'd like to spawn on, all you need to do is click that icon. Once you've clicked the icon, you do not need to feel like you are in a rush to actually go ahead and deploy on that vehicle. You can actually take your time and choose the proper loadout for you to use. And that's what we're going to be discussing about during this video. Once you have chosen your icon, there's 2 different ways that you can go ahead and choose your loadout for your vehicle. One is to go through the customize screen, which is very useful if you want to get a breakdown on what your loadout is capable of doing. The second option, which is the faster option, is from the deploy screen itself. You will see the vehicle icon at the bottom middle of your screen where you'll be able to select it, and then from there you can choose which loadout you will want. Now, of course, there's not going to be a description for the vehicle, but if you already know the loadout systems and how they work, it is the fastest option for you to go ahead and choose. With the deploy screen being covered, I'm going to go ahead and break down into each of the individual class loadouts to give a brief overview, starting with the tanks. Once the tank icon is selected, you're going to notice that there's 3 different types of tanks that you can choose from. The light tank, the landship tank, and the heavy tank. Each serve their own purpose when fighting on the battlefield. As this is more of an entry-level overview for the vehicle setup, I'm not going to go into detail about all the different loadouts. My suggestion is to go ahead into the customize screen under each loadout once you find out what kind of vehicle you want to use and find the perfect fit for you. To start with, the light tank is meant more as a solo play where you're able to go in, fight infantry, be very maneuverable, as well as be able to help support with vehicles and be long, medium, or close range option. The second type of tank is the landship tank. The landship tank is meant for you to be able to support your gunners. You are there as a driver to be able to line up your gunners to be able to take down other tanks as well as infantry. The third tank option is the heavy tank. Unlike the landship tank, the heavy tank comes with more seats. It's meant more for your gunners to be able to support you as the driver of the tank. It can take more damage as well as dish out more damage than the other tanks. During the beta, they added another vehicle to the tank class, and that would be the artillery truck. It's meant to be a medium and long range option where you as the driver are able to switch to a secondary seat and shoot a long range projectile. The second vehicle icon to be covered will be the planes. As with the tanks, there are multiple different types of planes that you can choose from. The first will be the fighter plane. The fighter plane is the lighter, more maneuverable option of the planes. It is meant to engage with aerial vehicles first, and then infantry and lighter vehicles second. The second type of plane is the attack plane. The attack plane is meant to be a hybrid where you have a gunner and are able to attack both the ground and aerial targets as well. It is a slower, heavier option. The third type of plane is the bomber plane, where you get two gunners, one in the front and one in the back. It is a very slow-moving vehicle. It is not meant to engage with air, but is primarily meant to be able to bomb targets on the ground. The last vehicle icon I'm going to cover in this video will be the horses. The horse is one of the new vehicles that was added in during the beta. It gives you the option to have a rifle as your primary weapon and a sword as a secondary. That way you're able to engage both medium, long, and close range. It is a very maneuverable option and is especially effective during the sandstorm. This basically covers all of the information I wanted to go ahead and cover for an entry-level vehicle loadout tutorial for you guys. Hope you guys found the information useful. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask in the comment section. And if you want more videos like this, please let me know. Have a great day, guys.
We have lost objective butter.
Düşman sıhhiyeci. İntikal ediyoruz. Hadi!
We have taken objective apples.
Sıhhiyeci, aha orada.
We are losing objective apples. We have lost objective apples.
Bir tank görüldü. Sıhhi yardım çantası. Kullan bunu.
We have lost objective Edward.
Bir pilot görüldü.
We are losing objective apples.
Teşekkür ederim birader.
We have lost objective Duff. Halfway there, the enemy
Düşman
has the
tankı!
upper hand. We are losing objective butter. We are losing objective butter.
Dikkat eyleyin. There's an enemy shock trooper. I have eyes on a shock trooper.
We have taken objective butter.
Grenade out, watch it! Objective lost to the enemy! Don't give up!
We have lost objective butter.
The enemy's overrun us! Look lively! Enemy shock trooper!
We have lost objective George. We have taken objective Freddy. have taken objective Edward.
Enemy scout! Sighted!
We are losing objective George.
That's a tank! Scout, you see him?